Hi, and welcome to AFI Fest presented by Audi. I'm Sarah Harris, the Director of Programming for AFI Festivals. Thanks for joining us tonight for the world premiere of Pink Skies Ahead. First, I'd like to thank our supporters of the festival, including our presenting sponsor, Audi, our cultural partner for this screening, SAG Indie, all of our AFI members all over the country, and you, our audience, watching safely at home. So I'm honored, really honored to be here tonight with some of the cast and a very special leader of this film. The writer-director Kelly Oxford is here with us. Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
And we also have Jessica Barden. In a little Zoom.
We got corona tests and got negatives yesterday, so we thought we live so close, we live really close to each other. 5 minutes away. Yeah, that we should do this together. It would be fun.
Awesome. We also have Odeya Rush and Devon Bostick here as well. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
First of all, everybody, congratulations on the film. Talk about a long road. I'm just so excited that we are here tonight celebrating your hard work and this movie, and I'm really excited to talk about it. So first, I'm gonna ask Kelly. This story comes from an essay that you previously wrote, and I'd love to hear how you chose this particular essay to kind of transform into script and film. When you have so many different other projects and writings.
When I went on my book tour for this book, When You Find Out the World Is Against You, this was the essay that people most responded to when, I do book signings, and so many people came up to me and said, I felt so connected to No Real Danger. No Real Danger changed my life. And when I was trying to find, personally just trying to find something to work on, I just thought, oh, that's the thing. That's the essay. I should turn that into a script. So many people were affected by it in such a good way that I thought this would be a great thing. Making it into a movie would be amazing. So I wrote the script.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are. 2 years later,
in a pandemic.
2 years later, in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of the valley, here we all are on Zoom.
The height of everybody communally sharing anxiety.
Yes.
I mean, it's incredibly timely, I have to say. But Jessica, I'm curious, what about Winona did you just fall in love with when you read the script? What did you connect with this character in particular?
Because I really felt like it was myself. So that sounds kind of bad because it's I'm in love with myself and I'm not, believe me. But I just was yo, this is my life. And also I just really wanted to work with Kelly so much. And I was oh my God, she wants to work with me. And she thinks that I could play her in a movie. I was whoa. But it was also just I really related to it. I knew that I could learn something from it, and I knew that other people could learn things from it, which is a dream. That's what every single actor wants,
Yeah. So one of the things that I'm really drawn to about this film, there's a lot of things that I connected with, but I think there's a lot of beauty and heart in the complexity of the relationships of all these characters. And it seems like it would be a really fun set to be on because
it was the
best.
It was it was not stressful. I mean, first of all, if you have anxiety, your relationship with everybody is extremely complex. So complex. And so that was obviously what we had to act, and it was so perfect because off screen it really felt like everybody that came to the script had some kind of relationship to anxiety.
Even the crew, everybody, I had so many conversations with everybody on set, with actors and with the crew about their personal anxiety and their journeys with it. And I think everybody was on a level emotionally invested in the movie that they were making, because of their personal anxiety. And that made us a lot closer to each other.
And really collaborative as well.
Very, yeah.
Yeah, so was it pretty close to the script throughout? Like,
yes.
Do you feel like all of it was pretty straightforward?
Yeah. It was to the script, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I also want to just acknowledge, I think within this kind of talking about like the relationships of the characters, and especially even on set, it seems like it was a safe space. And I don't want to contribute that to just one factor, because I think that that's a very mindful choice that a director makes on set. So thank you, Kelly, for that. But I also think that, there's a characteristic, and I want to acknowledge the fact that you're a working parent, and that this industry doesn't tend to be that easy on on working parents. And I'm wondering if that also kind of influenced your approach to your actors and how you worked with your cast here.
Well, when you become a parent, you definitely think about people in a different way, and you start treating people in a different way because you become a mentor to whoever you've birthed, and you realize that everybody around you is somebody that was birthed, and you treat them sort of with the same respect. And
that's so cool.
Yeah, and so
it's like another level of life. No, it is though.
It is another level of life, for sure. And having a set family is the same as having a home family. You're spending so many hours together during the day. It's the same as being at home and micromanaging all of that too.
Yes. Odeya and Devon, do you want to talk a little bit about about what it was like being on this particular film compared to some of the other work you've done?
The vibe on set was, like Jess was saying, really chill, kind of the opposite of what anxiety is, I would say. Kelly really knew what she wanted. It was very relaxed. It felt, I don't know, I feel like I've worked with a lot of first-time it was first-time director, right? She's written a bunch of her favorite thing. But she's written a bunch of things. And she's been on a lot of sets, and you could feel that because it was just like felt comfortable and like you could explore and not. I don't know. I've been on sets that are so high pressure, and I feel like all of the days were finished, and we weren't ever like behind or had some sort of crazy drama on set. Like it was all just very prepared and relaxed and fun and easy, and I think that just comes from how much you prepared, and I think that's why prep is so important, and just casting good actors, and just such a good actor that I feel like the scenes were easy to do with her. So yeah, it was fun.
Devon, do you want
to? I had the same experience. I didn't work very long on this, but it was. I get nervous for everything. Like even right now, my hands are super clammy, and like before any shoot, I have anxiety, and it was one of the most calming sets I've ever been on, and it really felt like more.
Nice day in the smallest bookstore in the whole world.
A hot small bookstore in Ventura. But it was like it felt super prepared, but then also very free to play in a way that I don't think you get on a lot of sets. And I remember leaving that day kind of just being struck by all of these incredible moments that I was like, wow, why isn't every set like this? Like this was a really enjoyable experience. And I don't know. Yeah. I was like just blown away that it was Kelly's first time directing, even though I know you've been working all of these years, but it was like working with a top of their game pro that's been doing it for a very long time and knew how to orchestrate everyone on set in that beautiful, calming fashion. So
awesome. I have another, talking about relationships as well. The other thing that I find really interesting about Pink Skies is I appreciate the layers to Winona's relationship with her parents. It's like, it's that time in your life when you're trying to carve out your own space as an adult and as your own person, and you come back home and you're like trying to be friends with your parents, and then you're also roommates with your parents, and it's complicated, and it feels very honest.
Throw up, like,
what's that?
It makes you want to throw up.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
You want to take wine to your room is like, oh my god, like that is like fucking toy. Oh my god, am I allowed to swear?
Fine.
Like when a parent is like, do you want to take wine to your room? You're like, oh my god, why do I hate you so much? Like, because you get that like you're supposed to like them. That's like a nice thing for them to say, but also you're like, why are you so embarrassing?
Yeah. I think it's tell us a little bit more about kind of like finding that balance for Winona, for that character, for what that meant for her to be around her parents in that way. And I know it's not without
Kian and Masha Gay Harden are playing the parents.
Here's the thing. When you're a teenager, you can't help it. When you're a teenager, your brain automatically makes you refuse everything your mother suggests. If you're a girl, everything your mother suggests, your automatic intuition is like, no.
I'm 28. No. I'm still there.
No. And it never ends. But that's a part of the teenage brain, and that's a part of separating from your parents, is becoming your own person. And as much as, they have such a hold over you, over your childhood. And then as you age, your brain literally, it's science, says, no, I can't listen to you anymore. And it's such an interesting story, because no matter how much you love them, you, as a woman with your mother especially, refuse everything they suggest to you. Even when you know it's probably right, your brain says, no, this isn't good for me. So, it's science. There's nothing we can do about it. It's aging. It's becoming your own person. You can't be your parents when you become your own person. So,
it's like what tigers do.
Everybody.
Yeah, all the animals do it as well.
Yeah.
It's
a really great, it's a different kind of spin on the coming of age, right? It's a really is really special, and I think it's a great element to the film.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm also curious, to how much you're comfortable about talking about the panic attack moment, because I do think the film approaches this in a way that I haven't seen before in cinema, and I think it's a very effective way to show anxiety, because I think it has become more common in conversation to be able to talk about it, but usually it's just considered stress, or it's invisible. But the way the film approaches Winona's kind of spiral in that moment, and the complexity of all the racing thoughts and emotions, I certainly connected with that, having been through it. And I think a lot of people right now, I'm sure, have connected.
I was really crying when I watched it, because I was like, oh my god, this is what I feel like right now. Like, yeah.
It's a very powerful scene. Did you discuss how you have seen that in films before, or did you have any very specific ideas?
No, I have never seen a panic attack in a film before.
And it was day 2 of filming.
Oh, wow.
And I knew how the movie looked because I wrote it, and I knew what a panic attack looked like because I've had many panic attacks. And I really just wanted to put on film what a panic attack looks like and feels like. And I think that Jessie did such an amazing job of just walking us through what that feels like and looks like, and how devastating it is to go through that. So yeah, I didn't get inspiration from anything because I've never seen anything like it. I just knew what it felt like when I was in that room by myself going through it. And I really wanted to portray that for other people because after, when I was, like I said earlier, on the book tour and talking to people who had gone through this, I realized I had no idea. It was like 60% of the people coming to get their book signed were telling me that they had experienced this. And I really wanted to put it on film so other people could maybe relate or see themselves in it or somebody they know in it and take away from it. And Jessie was able to portray that in such a real way that I can only be thankful for it.
I think the thing that I wanted to do was just like, the thing that I kept thinking about was like how completely also like embarrassing the whole situation is, because I was trying to think about like how confusing and ashamed you are, like your own body or like your brain to like completely, I don't know what the word is, but like to just go against yourself, because the whole thing is like you just do it to yourself. I can remember when I had a panic attack, somebody was like, oh, well, like it has no medical record, like you could be having a panic attack and like if somebody was like a medical person was recording it, like it has no physical impact on your body after. There's no like, it doesn't leave a scar on your body in any way. But when you're inside of it at the time, you're like, how am I not going to die? This is crazy. Yeah. And just how actually insane and embarrassing and how painful it is. And then at the end of it, there isn't any record of it ever happening. Like no one ever knows. Yeah. And then from that, like how cool it was that we were putting it in a movie.
Yeah. It is such a solitary experience.
Yeah. No one ever knows about it, because even if you're actually having a panic attack in front of people,
they don't know, unless you tell them, they don't know you're having the panic attack.
Because even like in the job interview scene, yes, until she steals the lip gloss, they still just think that she's fainted, the world where you could just come around from that and be like, oh, sorry, like I didn't eat breakfast, and just go home and never think about it again. Because she does the real panic attack, like throwing up privately. No one has to know about it.
Yeah.
So just how crazy that is. And just like you're so like defying yourself as a person. You can wake up and like make breakfast and like brush your teeth, but like this is just insane. And these are all things that your brain is doing by itself, but this decision leads you to complete destruction. It's so crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing that is what makes this film truly remarkable, is that it does have a shared experience of something that isn't usually shared. And it was a very powerful moment for me as well in the film. And I know that those at home probably have connected with it as well. So kudos on creating that and creating the conversation around it too, because it's really important. And Jessica, I was also kind of curious, like, it seemed like that particular climactic role, like scene would be just an emotional and physical toll, but shooting it on day 2, how do you wrap your head around that? Like
the only answer, and like the first answer that comes to my head is, because it was like the truth in the time, was truly that I didn't have a director that was like gonna ask me weird questions. Like I knew that I was, because this is just the way that I work. Like when I'm filming something, the only person that I really think about is the director. I don't think about who's watching it really one day. I think about the director as being, like your eyes and ears, and they can tell you what it looks like. I don't want to be thinking about that when I'm doing a scene. Right. So on this occasion, the person I had doing that was somebody where I was like, yo, this person is it. Like she gets it. I totally trust her. Like it
was such a moment of trust. The whole thing, that whole scene where Jessie was crying so hard. I don't know if you can see when she walks in the bedroom, her shirt is soaked. Those are literal tears. Those are her tears from crying so hard. And we just, we just created a space for each other where we could do that scene, I think.
But it was so also like so easy and casual. It really was just like, oh, like you understand.
Yeah.
Because so many directors would be like, okay, I just like, what are you going to be thinking about when you're crying? And you're like, ew, like, no, I don't want to have this conversation with you. And like, by the way, if there's any of those directors watching, like, cool, hire me, I'll do it. But like, it's not going to be, like, I'll figure it out. But it's so much better if you just cast the person that like gets it, you know?
Yeah, I knew Jessie got it when we started talking to each other.
It was just like subliminal messaging or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Day two didn't seem weird that we were doing it day two. At the very top of it seemed weird because there were other people there, but with both of us it was fine, and then it just slowly like built into
like no one on the set was weird either.
They were all quiet, they were all very respectful and wonderful, and
also I kind of waited my whole life to do this. I was like, you want to see a panic attack? Like, I'll fucking do it, man. Like, cool. Like, and you're gonna pay me? Great, let's go. Action. Like, can I call action? Let's roll. Like, I was like, this is it. I'm your girl. Like, I'll do it. You know, I kind of waited my whole life to do something constructive with this situation.
Yeah.
So
you can tell. I think you can tell from it.
Yeah, it's very genuine. It comes from a very genuine place.
Yeah.
Well, on a lighter note, we'll kind of switch gears a little bit, but I'm curious how many ices everybody had, or how many Slurpees everybody.
Oh my God, we had so many of those freezers.
I just want
the freezers.
Oh, the ices, yeah.
Those freezers were delicious.
I've never been able to find one like it ever again. There's this thing in England called a Tango Ice Blast, which is so good. Like, I don't know what, Tango's kind of like Fanta, but you can get like cherry and apple flavor. And when you go to the movies, you get like a Tango Ice Blast, but they don't exist here. The other day, someone was like, what do you really want? I was like, Tango Ice Blast. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, right, I'm in America.
I'd love to hear from everyone if there was any particular favorite stories, or, you know, because we're running out of time, but any particular scenes or moments that you'll just always remember from making this film, something that will never leave you. Hopefully positive.
Me.
I ripped my pants on my only day of work. I remember it felt so free and open that I was like, maybe I should enter into frame like so. And when I bent down right before shooting, I was like, oh, and it just all the way down, just ripped completely. And I felt like I had blown it. I was like, they are going to regret having me here. And then just random things about the bookstore that I remember us finding within that was like, I don't know, Jessie was super cool as well in this way where she was like, I remember we were filming the scene and you were like, it feels weird. Like, should we try it this way? And Kelly was like, yeah, sure, let's try it this way. And it just felt like so, I've never.
Yeah, we tried that. We tried the interview scene at the end of the
movie. I didn't do
different ways.
Straight up, I didn't do the scene right. Like, I just couldn't. No, this is important to talk about. Though. Yeah. Like, I didn't understand the scene. Every single person has a day. Every actor has at least one day on set where they're like, oh my God, like, I can't act. Like, I'm being serious. Like, yeah, they agree. Like, you just kind of turn up for that day and you're like, oh shit. Like, I'm shit. Like, why am I here? And it was kind of that day. And yeah, Devon, that was his day of work, and he split his pants and like he was doing the scene.
I was right there with you.
How do we do the scene? Like, and it felt like a lot of pressure because it was like the last scene of the movie. But you know, like I guess the overall message is like you do the scene and it's in the movie and no one knows. Like,
yeah.
It's a great life. Like,
never even had to change the pants.
No one knew.
No one knew, Devon. I didn't even know.
It's like a Zoom.
Devon, nobody told me your pants split.
I knew it.
You'll get charged for that later.
Thank you, Odeya.
Odeya, do you have any
later? $200 pants.
Odeya, do you have any? Was there any particular?
No, nothing fun for me. No, I'm kidding. I was trying to think. All negative. Let me think. I don't. It was just what like. Do we have like something like that?
Well, we filmed in a cloud, which was weird. Like when we filmed in it was like that was just like a weird experience because like it was so dense.
The mushroom scene.
That was really fun.
All of those scenes on the lookout between you two.
And it was always like 105 degrees.
It was 105 degrees, but in clouds. It was so weird.
We filmed this movie during summer, and we went to Bali. And it was
poster, I remember after me and Jess were sitting there and we're having like a really good, long, deep talk, and he gave me a metaphor about the highways while we were looking at the highways because I was kind of feeling down.
Oh, yeah.
And we were saying like,
no one's going to the same place anyway. Like you don't know. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
What did you do? I don't know this story. Tell me.
We were just talking about like, I don't know,
people
like
are going different places.
Yeah, and like comparing yourself to people.
It happens in this industry, where you compare yourself and you start feeling like, fuck, I don't have my stuff together, and and you start looking at other people that are your same age or whatever, and you start freaking out. I don't know about you guys. Do you ever get like this burst of like, oh my God, I have to get everything together right now, and it's not.
Yeah, that's the person. Yeah, like.
Yeah. So I was having a moment like that, and Jess was talking to me through it, and it was like, I don't know, it was really
on the same road, but you get annoyed and you're like, why is this person cutting in front of me? Like, why are they trying to overtake me? But then no one's going to the same place anyway.
Right.
Like unless it's Christmas, maybe. Like,
right.
I'm doing certain times of year, but like, yeah, everyone, you're not going to the same destination anyway. So it's like, if that person wants to cut you up, cool. But like, you're not going to my house. You don't know where I live.
Yeah. And you guys were having that talk when you were on top of the car, on top of that song. Oh, that's
it was like really dreamy. That whole night felt. I think it was I feel like it was one of my first days too, and I remember thinking like, this is just so nice. This is really doesn't feel like work. It feels very special and kind of like dreamlike. We were in a cloud literally, and we watched the sun go down that night, and it was cool.
That's awesome.
It's a great job that we'll probably never get to do again because of coronavirus. Like, I'm joking. It'll be fine. There'll be a vaccine. Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, everything's gonna be fine. If anybody's watching this and they're like, oh my God, it's like everything changes, nothing stays the same. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fun.
It's all a phase.
It'll be fine.
Right?
Yeah, and like a year from now, we'll all just be like idiots again, and we'll forget that any of this ever happened. I really believe that.
I hope.
There's nothing else to believe in.
Hope so. We definitely at AFI Fest would love to be back in Hollywood right now. We've talked about it's the things you take for granted until you don't have them,
Yeah.
Is the AFI Fest building in Los Feliz?
Yes. Top of Western, just next to Griffith.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what it is.
I haven't been back since March, but the
you should go, and you should go to All Time, and you should get crispy rice from the brunch menu, and you should sit on the piece of grass at Griffith Park opposite. I did that this week. No, I did. Yeah. I went and got food from All Time and sat across it and was like, is that because it has all these things outside of it? And I was like, oh, whoa. But yeah, you should go do that. It's a good time, and there's lots of weird people there. It's like good people.
And then once all the food's digested, I used to go there and then just roll down the hill to relieve stress. Like how you would when you were a kid. You just give a good roll, and that'll let it all out.
Do it.
Not the food, but.
So we're gonna roll out of this. We're gonna wrap it up. I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight, everyone at home for watching, and congratulations on selling the film, which was announced on Friday to MTV Studios, picking it up. It's very exciting. So it has a home.
Yeah,
it's so iconic.
MTV is the most iconic ever, and especially for a movie set in 1998. Like,
yes.
What We were a very small budget movie. We couldn't afford to license the MTV logo, but now we have it at the beginning of the movie. So we're good.
When was it
Perfect.
going to be in the movie?
I mean, whenever.
Oh yeah. It's
Iconic.
yeah.
Just as a reference, it's so great. It's very exciting. So congratulations on that. And
Yeah.
for anyone at home, tomorrow the AFI Summit, Kelly and Jessica will be there for centering characters on mental health conditions. It'll be a little bit more in depth, really interesting conversation. So don't forget to join us. And to everyone here tonight, thank you so much. Congratulations on Pink Skies Ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching, that are watching it. People that are watching it right now, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it.
And let us know, hashtag AFI Fest on your social media. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.